Hello, hello. Welcome to rendition number 563 of Kingdoms Evolution with your host, Joe Finn. Whew. All right. It's been a long week. And the title of the show this week is Death Choice. It's been a long week. The show is dedicated to Charlie Kirk and the light that he was. And I'm going to try to keep it together during this show. But it has been a very, very tragic week for myself, my family, and for all of America, whether they know it or not. Just a tragic day, because Charlie and I just caught this at the very end, one of his podcasts, one of his campus things. He was what's called a didac, which means he was they're one in a billion. A didac was Leonardo da Vinci. It's their brain works a certain way. They can remember, they can process, and instead of painting, what Charlie did was communicate the Word of God, communicate the Word of Jesus Christ and the meaning of living forever in this world. Which, and I've done this show many times on, we as human beings simply cannot process. We can't do it. I wish I could explain it to you, but I can't because I haven't done it yet. But if we could understand what eternity is, if we could just wrap our minds around it, our hearts around it, we would be so much better human beings. So much better. Because the fear and greed, you think, if we understood it, you think the fear and greed that makes the stock market go up, or the fear and greed that runs any commodities market, the greed of wanting a better life and the fear of losing everything, if we could take that greed and fear and have you understand that eternity, the reward, what the win and the loss is, right? If you could fully understand that winning is for eternity, but so is losing. But since we can't comprehend, I think maybe we can comprehend the winning and the losing side. I do. So losing is, I suffer and I gnash my teeth for a little bit, and I'm in a fire. Big whoop. I could take that. I like being a bad guy. I hate Jesus Christ. So what's a little pain and suffering? I get to be me. I get to be the ruler of my universe. I don't have to bow down to God. I am my own God. I don't have to play by God's rules in this world. I can do whatever the hell I want. And it hurts a little bit after I die and I spend a little time, or I don't have a soul. I'm not going to spend any time suffering because I go to ashes. You're gonna wish you went to ashes. You're gonna wish you went to dust, and you're gonna wish that you understood what eternity was. The title of the show is Death Choice. And as upset as I am by the brutality, the heartlessness, the selfishness of the killing of Charlie Kirk, what blows me away, is the hundreds of thousands of people, probably millions of my fellow Americans that are celebrating the slaughter of this young man, this father of two. And we're going to try, you and I, right now, right next hour, we're going to try to make sense of this, because it makes no sense unless you don't think you have a soul and you don't understand eternity. If you don't think you have a soul, then what happens after you die doesn't matter, right? You just go to dust. So that's one thing. Second thing is, if you acknowledge that you have a soul, then it can either go to heaven or it can go to hell, or maybe it goes to someplace else. But if you rot your soul with hatred, where's it going to go? Where's your soul going to go if you rot your soul with hatred? Well, it's not going to go to heaven. There can't be a rotted, hateful soul dancing around in the joy of light. It can't happen. It won't happen. Promise. Guaranteed. 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 There's no hateful, wanna shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck, stars dance around in heaven. Nope. Not there. Not in heaven. So if you're not in heaven, where are you? Yep. You're in hell. And it's not just a little bit of suffering, right? It's not just, the sun will rise tomorrow, will be a better day. Sun's not going to rise. Not going to be another day. All eternity. And it's not like there's a break from it, right? There's not like you go to bed at night and the devil turns off the heat and there's no gnashing of teeth for a few hours. Eternal. 24/7. Forever. Every day. Your worst day, every day, times 10. Forever. Forever. The most pain you've ever felt, plus some. Forever. All the time. All the time. And just like in heaven, where you feel the joy all the time in the light of God, because it permeates you, it energizes you, it gives you wings, it gives you imagination, grace, beauty, love, curiosity, gives you all those things the light of God does when you're enshrined as a star in heaven. What do you think the darkness gives you when you're gnashing teeth? Do you think that darkness permeates everything you are? And do you think there's a limit to what you suffer for all eternity? I'm not a hell kind of guy. Kingdoms of Evolution is meant to bring God's kingdom of love and light and joy to this earth. I'm not a punishment kind of guy. If you don't do it, this is what's going to happen. But after watching hundreds of thousands of people post videos, teachers, nurses, doctors, joyful in the killing of Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk wasn't a politician. He wasn't in office. Nope, nope, nope. Didn't physically assault anybody. Didn't encourage anybody to physically assault anybody. Didn't have an army of people beating up people. didn't didn't say to hurt people. I mean, and they put a bullet in his head, in his neck, and killed him. And then they celebrate it. And they celebrate it. They celebrate the killing of a man that offered no threat to them physically. No threat. None. And they celebrate his slaughter. And this show is going to be about you and I trying to find a way to reach these souls because they're lost. They are lost. I'm telling you, they're lost. And Charlie would have wanted us to find a way to reach them without anger, without retribution. He would have wanted us to find a way. He would have wanted us to find a way to touch them with the Holy Spirit, to touch them with the Word of God, to give them just a momentary pause in their hatred of life, of their self-hatred, because I believe it's self-hatred, 100% self-hatred. They hate Charlie because they hate themselves. And why do they hate themselves? And this is what we're going to talk about today. You know, we've talked about how to try to get to the liberal progressive mind, the Marxist mind, the Islamist mind, by using words. And I'm not a didact. I don't even know it. I don't think I can spell that. And obviously, you all know that. So, I'm not going to be as brilliant as Charlie. Not going to replace Charlie. But for 1 hour today, we're going to try to figure out the self-hatred that is the liberal progressive. And if there isn't a way to pierce Satan's armor that is destroying these people living in death, if there isn't a way to pierce it with a thought, with a word, with a picture, so a lot of these people are getting fired from their jobs. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, managers, business owners. I will talk a little bit about a business owner. For saying hateful things like they're, basically just saying that they're glad Charlie is dead and he deserves it. And those of us that are intelligent, we understand. And two things here. I'm going to digress for a little bit here. Two things. One of the posts was, and I think it was a teacher, but she said, I'm going to paraphrase here. She said, Charlie got karma served for saying hate. When you talk hate, and Charlie talked life. Charlie talked having babies, not killing babies. But their interpretation of not being able to kill a baby is hatred. Like you're stopping them from controlling their own body, therefore you deserve to die. That's their karma is that. So here's their karma. You stopped me from being able to kill my baby, therefore your karma is we should shoot you dead. And we're thankful that the bullet didn't miss. That's karma to them. And those of us that are intelligent, we're like, well, you realize by saying that, like if you actually believe in karma, if you believe what you just said, you just rain down the hell of karma on yourself. That's the whole point about karma, right? Don't do shit that you think is going to bring bad karma, right? You don't do the whole point of karma is you don't do shit, stupid things that you think are going to bring down bad karma on you. So how stupid is it if you believe in karma? And to some extent, I do believe in karma, but different than just this force of karma. And I'll talk to that in a second. But like, if you actually believe in karma, that Charlie Kirk is dead, killed with 2 little baby girls because he spoke meanly or like he somehow was against killing babies, and he was killed for his words being hateful. Well, what did you just do? Right? I mean, you just spoke hateful words about killing somebody. You don't think karma only works against the other guy? Karma doesn't work against progressives? Progressives, Marxists and Islamists own karma? Karma has a political party? So I do believe in karma to the extent that if you make bad choices, you're not going to reap the rewards of good choices. And the reason that they were bad choices to begin with is because there are bad choices that have consequences that put you at risk. So yeah, if you make bad choices, the karma is you've made bad choices and you're probably going to suffer because of it. Whereas if you make good choices, you're going to benefit. Studying hard at school, not doing drugs, being non-promiscuous, being virtuous with your sex life. You're going to enjoy the benefits of not tempting karma. I do believe that, but that's common sense. Call it karma, call it common sense. But all right. So the other diversionary point was one of the posts was from a barbecue owner. He owns a barbecue company restaurant in Cincinnati. So first of all, you're in Cincinnati. Shut up. You're not intelligent enough to get the hell out of Cincinnati. I forget what tragedy just happened. Oh, that was where they beat the shit out of the white people for being white in Cincinnati. Not a racist thing. It's just that's what they did. So, just a factual statement. Bunch of black people beat up a few white people for being white in Cincinnati. Okay. So you're there. There's a white guy. Don't normally like to identify people by the color of their skin, but since I just did, because it was racial, we'll continue on that path. So this guy owns a barbecue place in Cincinnati, and he posts, basically, Charlie Kirk deserved it. I think the name of the barbecue place was Lucius Q. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. But basically, the end result of what he said was, Charlie Kirk deserved it. I don't think he went into a whole lot of detail of what he meant by it or whatever. So now he's getting destroyed on Facebook. Destroyed on Facebook. Probably on X and wherever the hell else social media takes you. My guess is he will not be in business much longer. So that's not going to make him hate any less, right? He's not going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh, now I don't have an income, I'm bankrupt, and I think I love Jesus Christ now. I'll be a better person. So maybe it will. Maybe it will, but he's going to suffer. He's going to suffer a lot before that time happens. I think my recommendations were accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Apologize with full heart to your customers that of what you said regarding Charlie Kirk being dead. And then have a day honoring Charlie Kirk, freedom, the right to disagree, Jesus Christ. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have all those in there. The point is, have a day. Free barbecue. Free barbecue. You can make donations. All donations go to Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA, which is what Charlie Kirk ran. He won't. I don't think he will. But if that's his only hope for staying in business, because number one, you're in Cincinnati, one of the great Democratic cesspools in America, along with St. Louis, Chicago, New York, L.A. And I think Cincinnati is probably even worse because my guess is there's not a lot of wealth in Cincinnati. Like when I visited Cincinnati 10 years ago, the whole downtown area smelled like pee. And the one art gallery that I went to featured kids eating their parents. And on the painting that when we walked in the gallery, there was a painting of children literally eating their parents. The fat rich people dead. That was the painting on the gallery. That when you walked in the gallery, that was the first painting you saw. That was Cincinnati. Smelled like pee, and the artist was obviously a Marxist about eating the rich. And I went into the gallery, and there are two kids, young kids, probably 21, 22 at the front desk, and they obviously looked well educated and dressed very prim and proper because it's an art gallery, right? And I was just like, that painting is about Marxists eating your parents, killing and eating your parents. And they both looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, well, are your parents rich? And they're like, well, yeah, they're. It's like, well, they want to eat them and kill. They want to kill them and eat them. That's what communism is. You're working at their gallery. And the funny part is their parents probably got them the job. That's the funny part. Their parents probably got them the job. Here, go work at the art gallery that promotes killing and eating the rich. Rich liberals are the craziest dichotomy of reason in the universe, right? They have rich, get rich, and then they like we promote killing the rich. Take it all from them. Take it all from the rich. And it's like, well, wait a minute, you're rich. Just why don't you just give it all up and follow Jesus Christ? Just give it all up, get into heaven, get something for your money. Don't just give all your money to people who want to kill you, because eventually they're gonna kill you. Holy, all right. So we're gonna go all over the place, because now that I'm on that topic, I gotta show you my. Wait a minute, it's not good. So I didn't see that it fell off. So now we're on communism. Now we're on communism. So Charlie Kirk said, and I agree with him 100%. The battle we're in today is the battle between Christianity and freedom, and I should say Judeo-Christian values, freedom being one of them, and the totalitarian philosophy of Marxism, socialist Marxism, and the totalitarian philosophy of Islam. So these two forces have combined. They affect our schools. They affect our higher education, schools, lower schools, grade schools, higher education. So it's gone full population cycle right now. The teachers that graduate from universities now with communist ideals and Islam is the religion of peace now, and transgenderism are the ones coming back into our grade schools and kindergartens and teaching our children communism is great, Islam is a religion of peace, and anybody can be anything they want to be because there is no God. God didn't make you, therefore you can be whatever you want to be. It's gone full circle. They're learning things, and we're going like just rinse and repeat. And that's basically what our education cycle has been for the past 20 years. Not Christ-centered, not Judeo-Christian centered, not biblically centered, but man-centered. Man-centered. And man, we can all agree, we're idiots. 100% idiots. You get a Charlie Kirk comes around, and what does man do? They kill him. Because we are fallen. We're just not that. We are fallen. And so God gives us a didact not even every generation. That's the tragedy of Charlie Kirk's death. That's why so many of us mourn so hard. It's because he lives. We know he's alive. We know his star's going to live forever. But we can't, no single one of us can replace him. We can't replace him, you guys, because he was special. And that's what kills us. It's just like this guy was a freaking treasure. He was a treasure, not just politically, but a treasure unto humankind, like a gift from the creator of the universe to lead us to better places. And we only had them for 31 years. They were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. And we're going to have to show a lot of his videos to be able to kind of help you understand just how special he was. Now let's get back to the people that cheer and not only cheered for his death, but went on social media and made a historical record that they were happy this father of two was shot dead for speaking his mind. So I want to go back to the irony here, right? The irony of being happy that someone was shot dead for speaking their mind. So, it's just the insanity of the logic of the left and Democrat politicians. is they're telling you it's okay to kill somebody if you don't agree with what they say. Morally, they're calling it. Was it Tim Walz, or which was the Democratic senator that just said, we got to go out? Oh, it was the governor of California, Newsom, who like a week ago said, we've got to up the game. We got to take this to the next level. We got to do, it's not enough to do what we're doing now. We got to do more. Go look at Gavin Newsom like 2 weeks ago. And you don't think this impacts the brain of people like this guy that killed Charlie? You don't think when the governor of California says it's okay to do this, it's okay, we've got to up the game, we got to do more, we got to do more, we got to do more, we got to do more. You don't think that affects a brain, a personality, a spirit like the guy that killed Charlie? Instead of saying, we'll take him with our policies, we'll take him with our word, we can defeat him on the field of conversation, the field of spirited debate, which is what Charlie was, is what he wanted. Defeat me on the spirit of debate, defeat me on the battlefield of common sense. Charlie understood he probably didn't have all the ideas and that somebody else might have a better idea. Bring it. Let's walk through it. Let's talk about it. But Satan doesn't have any better ideas. Satan doesn't have, the party of Satan does not have any better ideas. They don't. So conversation and debate for the party of Satan doesn't make any sense at all because they can't win the debate. All they can do is hate because they can't win a debate of better ideas for a better life. They can just hate. So we're walking through this. We're walking through this. We got time. We got plenty of time. Of the 300 of the millions that are happy, let's talk to the millions of people, and hopefully they're listening. The millions of people that are happy Charlie Kirk's voice is silent. Well, it's not silent because we got he's been on just so you understand. He's been on college campuses for like the past 5-6 years. I don't even know how long. He's done hundreds, if not thousands, of these campus presentations. So all God has to do and all of us have to do is hit replay and become the voice and the embodiment of Charlie Kirk. And all we got to do is hit replay because we can go through the logic. Charlie Kirk went through the logic of abortion. Charlie Kirk already did he already gave us the nest egg of how to communicate and how to interact with your what you thought were your minions through reason, through love, through walking through the thought process of why life is good, of why babies matter. He's already given us the roadmap for it. There was no reason to kill Charlie Kirk. You're too late. The didac has already been released among us. We get to watch his videos now. The young people loved him so. We're not going to be silent. You cannot kill us all. You cannot kill us all. You cannot. And there is a Second Amendment, right? So you will not kill us all. All right. So, but I want to talk to you. So you're a 50-year-old woman. You're a professor. You saw Charlie Kirk talk about women getting raped and how it's not the baby's fault. That the baby, that human being, doesn't know whether it was the creation of rape or love. and that human being deserves a chance. And it incensed you. It incensed you, made you so angry that you thought Charlie was forcing that woman to have that baby, to go through a full pregnancy without having an abortion, that Charlie Kirk was forcing that woman to give birth to a human being that was created out of rape. And it made you angry beyond words. And now Charlie Kirk has been assassinated, been killed. And there's a part of you that's happy. There's a part of you that thinks you got what that raped girl who got pregnant and you were going to force her to have that baby. You think you got a little taste. You got a little taste of what you were asking her to go through by giving birth. Not by dying, mind you. But by giving birth. So you somehow equate them. You equate the pain of giving birth to killing somebody. And somehow, in your mind, it works out for you. So, in order to, I try not to do this show before. So we're going to walk through this together because I thought about this. Christians, and I consider myself a Christian, I not only have faith in God, I believe I've met God. I'm crazy you may think I'm crazy, but I think God held my hand. I think God told me to stop drinking and I did. So I'm a little bit of a different bird, a little bit of a different bean when it comes to God. I've got tremendous faith in God, but I also I'm kind of weak because my faith in God, my love of God is really my reality. Like, I know God exists. I know Jesus Christ is real. It's like I don't have any doubt about it. I don't have no doubt about Jesus Christ being God and the creator of the universe loving us. There's zero doubt. 100% know it to be true. 100% guaranteed. If you've ever watched, if you don't believe me, watch Lee Trevino story about him getting struck by lightning. You don't have to take my word for it. Take Lee Trevino's word for it. So, even with that, even knowing, being in the light of God's eternal love and joy, humanity, the human existence is the human existence. I am in a body at this moment, and I suffer, live, breathe, feel everything that is human about me. So and I'm an American. I love freedom. I've grown up American. My mind is programmed. America, individual freedom, Jesus Christ, Catholic Church. I'm programmed. It's all gone in there. It's the river flowing down. It's part of me. So when Solomon, I want to be able to try to relate. I want to try to be able to relate these people that are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, the Democrat Party, and the teachers, all these people that are going online, Ilhan Omar, all these teachers, professors, the guy that owns Lucius Q Barbecue in Cincinnati. I want to go back. I want to relate to them. Because it makes me so angry. I don't want to be angry. Charlie Kirk did you ever see Charlie Kirk angry? Did you ever see him angry? I mean, I think Jesus Christ got angry a few times, but it wasn't often. He got mad at his disciples for falling asleep when he went through his trials and tribulations over the devil. And then he got mad at the temple, the people selling stuff in the temple of God, in God's temple in Jerusalem. But he didn't get mad often. Most time he He lived a great life, saving people's lives, creating miracles, bringing people back from the dead, creating wine out of water. I mean, most of the time, Jesus Christ was a pretty joyful, 99.9% of the time, he was a pretty joyful guy. But along that route that he was taking with the crucifix, I guarantee you they were cheering, not for Jesus, but for his suffering. So this is not, where we are with people cheering the death of Charlie. They used to have Colosseums here. They used to have Colosseums where they would cheer the killing. They would cheer the killing of a gladiator, right? I mean, that was human nature. That was human nature before Jesus Christ. And it still is part of human nature. That's what I'm trying to get to. It still is part of human nature. I don't, in this world, I don't think anybody's been closer to God than me. I'm sure there's been people as close, but do you get any closer than Jesus Christ holding your hand? Do you get any closer than Jesus Christ telling you to stop drinking because? So I don't think there's been anybody closer to God than, closer. There's been people as close to God as me, but not closer. And yet, when Trump killed Soleimani, the bastard from Iran that had killed thousands of our soldiers, injured thousands of our soldiers with these bombs and with terrorist attacks, when he droned him dead, even though I know in my heart that whatever Soleimani did in this world, it is not what he is going to suffer now with eternal hell. He cannot have done something so terrible that his soul deserves gnashing of teeth for all eternity. And yet, that is what he's going to be doing. So I've never been to hell, but if there's a heaven, chances are there's a hell. And if Jesus Christ said gnashing of teeth, then it's probably not a very nice place. And I was happy Soleimani was dead. Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Celebratory. So then I thought, here, let's go through this. So that's an emotion. I've lost my star. Cheap tape. Justin, that's some cheap-ass tape, man. Here, I got to watch the clock. All right. I got to stay on the 12 o'clock. I got somebody that comes on at 12, so I got to make sure I'm off the air. So, try not to drop that word, but every now and then I do. I apologize. I felt joy at the death of Soleimani. It's hard for me to say I was wrong because he was a bad guy. He was a terrible guy. And as terrible as hell is, God can figure out where people go. God can figure that out. If you've done terrible things and are killing people and a threat to kill more people, it's okay to go meet your maker. And as a president of the United States, you have that right. You have that responsibility to defend your soldiers, your countrymen, from those that want to kill us. Soleimani wanted to kill us, had killed us, was going to kill us. Killing him was just. 100% just. Should I have celebrated his death? Ah, you know, but he was a cold-blooded killer that will not be cold-blooded killing anybody else. But I just want to take that sense and I want to relay it to the people that are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. So I have celebrated the death of a human being. I celebrated the death of Soleimani. I did. But Muslims and the Muslims celebrate the killing of Jews. They do. Progressives have been celebrating. Abortionists have been celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. The difference is the Jews don't pose an existential threat to violence and murder of Muslims. They do not. If you left the Jews alone, they wouldn't kill you. They would prosper, live, and probably make your lives better by tremendous inventions. If you left Charlie Kirk alone, he posed no existential threat to your life, to your physical. He hadn't killed anybody. If you left him alone, he probably would have made your lives better. So that's the difference. That's the difference in being less than sad when somebody dies. How do we get to that? I don't know how we get to that mindset that celebrates killing somebody because you don't like what they have to say. It's insane. Do you not understand that that means that somebody can kill you for not liking what you have to say? It's not complicated shit. It's a simple logic that even an ignoramus could understand. If it's okay for you to do that to them, and that's your system of morality, of justice, and that's what you think is good and righteous, then it's okay for them to do that to you, to the people you love, the people you care about. If you don't want them to do that to you, then you should be against them doing it to somebody else. We're going to end the show with a prayer, because obviously my sugar count is getting low. Charlie Kirk, thank you, lad. Thank you. God gave you a special gift, and you embraced it, and you shared it, and we all are better for it. And I just thank you for this beautiful world, this life. I guarantee you got Trump elected, because without that young spirit, without those young people understanding that Trump wasn't a racist, understanding that Trump was for the betterment of our country, that Trump was for jobs, if without you explaining that to them in your didactic intelligence, sense of humor, and joy of Christ, Trump would never have won. You were the voice that brought Trump back to us, that brought him the presidency. And so much more than that. So many young people. I beg you, young people, find Jesus Christ. Just find Jesus Christ, because you're choosing death every day that you don't have Jesus Christ. You're choosing death. Every day you choose liberalism, you're choosing death. You are the light of God. The light of God is in you. You are made in the image of God. Whatever you're doing that's brought you to this daily choice of death of yourself, find the light of Jesus Christ and just take out all that stuff that makes you think you're bad. Take out all that stuff that makes you think death is good. Just light it out through the love of Jesus Christ. Amen, brothers and sisters.